Hey there, I'm Elizabeth Grove, and this is EdibleFX. I'm going to show you something in my favorite movie, and that's The Great Outdoors with John Candy. You remember the scene where they dropped that big old 96er down? Well, today, I'm going to show you how they did it. So in the film, when you see John Candy eating the old 96er, there are actually two different steaks that they're using. When he's actually eating it, it's a fully cooked steak. But that iconic shot of them just dropping that down in front of him, when they drop it down and plop it, that steak is actually raw. The reason why you don't use a fully cooked steak for that drop shot is you can clearly see this steak is fully cooked. This steak is completely raw. Now, right off the bat, you can see a size difference in your steaks. That's why when you do a shot that involves a juicy piece of meat that it's raw, but made to look cooked, so they can keep the full size of the meat. The way that I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna keep this entire size of this meat, but make it look like this. So when we do that iconic drop shot and it slams down, you still get that wiggle of the meat. So I have my meat, I have my olive oil, and what is the number one thing I talk about that is the staple of a food stylist? There we go, Kitchen Bouquet. You don't need much for this. I take my meat off, I put it on my cutting board, and you're gonna get this cutting board dirty, so use one that it's not like my favorite cutting board of all time, it was when we got married, it was on. Don't use that one. Use one that you don't care about. When you do this, you need your meat, you need your torch, because you're gonna be torching it. You need olive oil, because olive oil is gonna help when I torch it, it's gonna help cook that outside. And of course, Kitchen Bouquet. And you need a lighter, because your lighter is gonna light your torch. So I'm gonna come in, stir up my Kitchen Bouquet. Again, I'm using this as a darkener to give a cooked look on top of meat. So I'm gonna take my Kitchen Bouquet and pour it into my olive oil. Your brush is really important. It's gonna help evenly distribute the Kitchen Bouquet olive oil mixture. I'm gonna come in, and again, look at the brown, it's all ready. So I'm just gonna come in and paint this over it. If you look at the other steak, right here on this corner, this fat always gets a little darker. I just get some of it and kind of put it in this crease, because when I torch it, right there is gonna be a little darker. And that's what I want, because I'm trying to recreate that perfect look, but just not that overkill cooked look. All right, so now that I've done this, and I've gotten a little look, and I'm gonna hold this on the side because I may come back to it again. I get my torch. I'm gonna torch the fat first. So I'm gonna come in and scorch this area, see what this meat does, and then I'm gonna work my way all the way through. That fat around the edge is extra dark. All right. If I need to make these around here a little darker, if I come in with my Kitchen Bouquet and do the black, it'll turn a little darker. So give it a little bit of darker shade. And you know what's really trippy is that you look at it, right? And oh, it looks so gorgeous. We have a raw steak, people. I don't know about you, but I want to drop it. So we are gonna drop the fully cooked steak, and we're gonna see how it matches up with the raw but cooked looking steak. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2. So as you can see, this is your cooked steak and this is your raw. You can see how much more juicier and plumper this is. It's the main reason why we make it look cooked when it's raw. It just has so much more life than when it's actually cooked for consumption. I'm Elizabeth Grove, and this is EdibleFX. Would you want to eat this one, or would you want to eat this one? We may go to the hospital on this one, but this one is far more pretty.